Hello, hello, and welcome to Oracle Hour. My name is Sabrina Rising. I'm a spiritual teacher and a psychic medium, and this is my weekly broadcast I do every Wednesday and Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific. It is my honor to be here with you all and to channel spirit on your behalf. If you're new here, if you're just stopping by, if this is your first time joining our broadcast on Oracle Hour, please take a moment to introduce yourself in the chat. I would love to greet you and welcome you to our community. I teach on a spiritual topic tonight. We're going to talk about the energy of 2026 and everything that's coming, all the things that we can look forward to collectively and individually. So I will be diving into live personalized readings for every single one of you. So please go ahead. If you haven't done so already, put your question in the chat. I answer questions on a first come, first serve basis, unless of course you are a paying member of our community. And I'm just making sure here that we are live on Instagram. Okay. Beautiful. So if you are a member of our community, you get priority in the chat. You also get access to the Oracle Gathering, which is a monthly mediumship demonstration I do in our community. You get access to the Inner Oracle Facebook group, which is a private Facebook community where I also go live on Tuesdays. I teach on a deeper topic and I do some live coaching, and you can ask questions. And the membership, that's the link to join. If you want to join, you have to join tier 2. So tier 1 is a seeker membership, which gives you priority in the chat, which we are phasing out for the we have until the end of December to really enjoy the seeker membership, and then it will be no longer. So it's now's the time to upgrade if you're a seeker, and if you're considering membership, tier 2 is what's available. Tier 2 gives you access, as I said, to the Oracle Gathering, all of my exclusive members only content, and our Facebook group where I go live during the week to teach and coach and just hold space in a community environment. We've got a lovely group that is growing, beautiful members that are healing, and our monthly mediumship demonstration as well for you to participate in. If you have loved ones in spirit, or if you just want to connect with universal intelligence, if you just want a reading, this is the monthly event that I host where everybody gets a message. Okay, good. So hello, everybody. I'm going to take a moment just to say hi, Patty. Hi, Sybil. Good to see you. Hi, Douglas. Hi, Vicky. Welcome, Joan. Hi, I see you. Hi, Jolie. Good to see you all. Beautiful. Thank you for joining me live tonight. We are live on Instagram, YouTube, obviously LinkedIn, and Facebook. If you're watching on Instagram, there's something weird happening with the format. We haven't been able to figure it out. So I know I'm sort of cut off. You can see me, but I can't see you. So come and join me and put your question in the chat. Okay. So we just stream on Instagram just to let everybody know that we're live on YouTube. But the questions show up on the YouTube chat feed. Okay. So let's dive into 2026 and all of the wonderful sort of, I want to say, tumultuous energy that's in store for us in the next year. And the reason I say tumultuous is because we're moving into a year 1. And doesn't happen until February, mid to late February of 2026. We're still in a year. We're still in a year of the snake, which is the year of shedding and releasing and letting go of everything that no longer serves us. We're moving into the year of the horse, which happens in mid to late February. Year 1 obviously happens with the calendar. We move out of a year 9, which is a perfect partner with the energy of the snake. The 9 year is all about letting go. So I feel it. Everybody I talk to feels it. All of my clients have been feeling it. This has been a very difficult year for so many of us in terms of really getting honest with ourselves about what no longer serves us, being honest with ourselves about what needs to go, what is outdated, outlived, outworn, what am I holding on to? What are some of my attachments that are actually now creating suffering, right? So we get attached to the things that feel comfortable and normal. We get into our comfort zone. And as we grow, as we evolve, spiritually, emotionally, even physically, we feel like we've outgrown certain places and spaces in our lives. And that can be a physical location. It can be a relationship. It can be a belief system. It can be an attitude. It can be a habit. Whatever it is that deep down inside on a soul level, if you take time to really sit with yourself and get honest about what's no longer working in your life, what is it that you want to change or shift out of, it's going to require being uncomfortable. It's going to require your willingness and your courage to face the thing and to be able to face life without this thing and to see what that void feels like, the discomfort between what you've always known into what's coming next. And that's we're right in the middle of that currently in this energy between the end of December, beginning of January. We're going to feel it, and we'll feel it even more towards mid to late February as we shift into this powerful horse energy. There's something about the horse that sort of rides out, in bold determination. Of course, this is the energy of year one. It's the pioneer, it's the leader, it's the beginning of new things, new beginnings. And the horse kind of takes you with it, whether you want to go or not. So whether it's like kind of ready or not, here I come, year one, we're going to start over. We're going to start new things, even if I'm not ready for it, even if I haven't fully let go. So this is the time now to really prepare yourself, to make sure that you're traveling light, to declutter, to cleanse your spirit, and to let go of whatever is holding you back. Now, goes beyond just letting go of relationships or quitting a job or moving, out of your apartment or, decluttering your life. It also on a deeper emotional, energetic, spiritual level, I would say this is especially at the end of year 9 cycle, this is like, when you look at numerology, look at years 1 to 9, this is like an entire life cycle of conditioning. And so we're kind of coming back to that inner child work, that letting go of the beliefs and the pain and the conditioning that no longer serves you. So you might find in your inner work journey that you're revisiting a lot of these wounded child themes from your life, perhaps from a different perspective. And this is, the end of the year 9 really presents a beautiful opportunity to move into forgiveness. Okay, so forgiveness is a portal for those of you that are familiar with the Course in Miracles, for example. The Course in Miracles will teach us that there's nothing to forgive, right? And on some level, this is true, but we need to be able to get there. We need to be able to actually get there authentically and to shift our vibration, to move into higher states of consciousness for this to actually be an embodied truth. So in order to get there, we actually have to practice forgiveness in order to release our energetic ties to those things that no longer serve us. And of course, this can be done in layers. This is not a one-time thing. You can revisit a relationship or revisit the pain of something or the trauma of over and over and over again until you feel like you've peeled back enough layers that your heart is ready to forgive. And being ready to forgive simply means being ready to let go. I'm ready to let go of whatever space this is taking up inside of me, whatever limitations this has created for my belief and for my beliefs and my mindset, whatever contractions this has created for me in my physical body, and however that might be affecting me, like in health-wise, because what we hold on to physically, of course, will create physical symptoms. Okay, so and emotionally as well. So really taking a look at, like, am I ready for this year 1? Right? I'm going into this year 1. It's coming fast. It's going to pull me into its momentum. There's going to be a lot of shifts, even astrologically. I'm not an astrologer, but I do know a little bit about the influences that are coming in 2026. And I can feel just from a channeling perspective, the collective is really in for some rapid change, rapid movement. Saturn enters Aries, and that means like a lot of harsh discipline and lessons and, mastering our anger, our aggression, mastering our leadership skills, really taking personal responsibility for our own determination and where we want to head into, the areas we want to head into, and making sure we're doing that with grace and with awareness and with intentionality. Okay, so this is so important. If you've been thinking about starting a new job, or like removing or relocating, or whatever the new beginning is for you. Again, a new beginning doesn't have to be a big momentous thing. It can just be a shift in perspective. It can be, a decision you're making to, start something new, whatever it is, to have a new relationship with yourself in some aspect. This is the time when that's going to happen. And it's going to happen whether you choose it or not, because something has got to go. Something's got to give, and something new wants to be birthed through the collective and through every single one of us. So we feel this on a collective level, and we also feel this on an individual level as well. So take, whatever you're experiencing, internally is a reflection of what's going on in the collective anyway. So when you look at your life and you look at, okay, I'm struggling with this, or I'm resisting that, or health is a concern, or whatever it is that's going on with you personally, this exists in the collective consciousness. Otherwise, you wouldn't be going through it. Okay, nothing is separate. Everything reflects everything, and as we live in a holographic universe, all we need to do is look within to understand what's happening without. And if you're going through it, we're all going through some version of this, and we each have, of course, we each have our own expression of what it is that we're going through. We have our own unique blueprint, but again, these themes are very, very common. Okay, we're going to see a big shift in the way we communicate. There's a rise in the use of technology, of AI, of just how we communicate in our relationships, in our business, the systems that we use, and so on. So there's a lot of new information coming through, and it's really important to be able to embrace change, all while maintaining our own inner compass. This is so important. Of course, as an intuitive, as a psychic medium, I would tell you this any day, any year, regardless of the numerology and the astrology of it, that it's so important to anchor into your own personal sovereignty. This is the time to develop your intuition, to know, so that you can really know what's true for you in the moment, because there's a lot of fast moving energy as we move into year one, and a lot of new beginnings, and you might want to start something new for yourself. And so how do you know what to lean into? What are the trends? What's going to work for you? As human beings, we're so used to looking outwards to see what other people are doing and what might work for us and what might not work for us. Now is the time to really, because we're so overstimulated with information, to go within and to really cultivate your own intuitive guidance, so that you can make those decisions from a place of higher self, from a place of deep anchored truth, regardless of what's happening around us. And I believe in this. I believe in equanimity. I believe that we can have power regardless of the energies, regardless of what the planets are doing. It just takes a little awareness to understand how to work with the energies so that you're prepared for them. Okay. And everybody is feeling the end of the year 9 right now, like just feeling the heaviness of it, the wanting things to sort of end, right? The need for closure, the need for completion. So make sure, and this is a beautiful ritual I do with my family, make sure as you wrap up this year that you have sort of your list of things that you're closing out. What are you grateful for? What happened this year that inspired some growth or inspired some change, or provoked a healing process for you, or set you off on a new trajectory? These are the things we want to honor. Some of these things that we're taking with us, we're building upon these blocks in the next year, and so many of these things we're not, right? We're just leaving them behind. We're thanking them for their 9-year cycle in our lives, for the phase of evolution that this has been for us personally and collectively, and leaving that behind, knowing that we're moving to something completely new. We're starting over. We're starting fresh. And so as you're listening to this, I invite you to just kind of reflect personally on what is it that I might still be holding on to, that I know on a soul level I need to let go of. Of course, I'm happy to channel guidance for you on your behalf to see what that is tonight, if it's still in the unseen for you, and what is it that I'm ushering in that is actually part of my soul's blueprint. What it's part of my soul contract to fulfill on this and to experience this in this incarnation. And for so many of us, we don't look at it from that perspective. We just look at it from like, what do I want next year? What do I want to create in 2026? What do I feel motivated to create, or what do I deeply desire? There's what you desire, but there's also certain soul aspects that are conditioned, or I want to say outlined in your soul blueprint for you to experience. Okay. And sometimes it's helpful to know what those are, so that we understand whether or not we're on the right trajectory, and whether or not we're making choices that are in alignment with our soul's blueprint, as I mentioned. Okay. So all fun information for the year ahead, for what's coming through for all of us in the collective. And where do we stand in all of this? Where do we stand in the 2026 energy? Of course, it's up to you. It's up to you to choose your belief system, to choose your personal practice, to choose to be disciplined, to choose to show up for yourself, especially in a year 1. This is the year where we master our own energy, and we really build a solid foundation for what's to come as we enter this 9-year cycle. So again, information tonight, again, I'm happy to channel messages on your behalf to how this can assist you in your development journey. And if you have any questions for Spirit, of course, this is what I'm here for. All right, beautiful. So thank you for hanging in, everybody. I appreciate you all. Hi, Facebook. I see you. And let me just see if we are live on Instagram. Beautiful. Okay, so Diane is my trusted moderator here tonight. Diane, will you bring on the first question? Do we have any comments about? Here we go. Patty says, "Hi, Sabrina and Oracle family." Hi, Patty. I think my 19-year-old cat is ready to cross the Rainbow Bridge. Aww. Is this the orange cat? It feels like an orange cat, tabby cat that I'm seeing. If you're here, please validate. Okay, so for those of you that want your questions answered, if you want live channeling, if you want to interact with me, please stay for the whole broadcast. Stay so I can channel for you, and please verify the information that comes through. Okay. This feels like a tabby cat. That's what I see. Does she know how loved she is? Do our pets communicate with us after they pass? Will my dad meet her? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Losing a pet is just it's a special kind of grief, because we're so bonded in unconditional love with our animals. They are such teachers and demonstrations of unconditional love, and the relationship, the love that you feel with your pet is so pure, right? And of course, it's always there, no matter what, and hence being unconditional. So, I want to say she's gray and white. Okay, so I don't know who this tabby cat that I see. Maybe it's a different cat, but you'll let me know, Patty. Let me see, gray and white. Of course, she knows how loved she is, 100%. And our animals do communicate with us. Our animals don't leave us; they stay on as guides. Um, she wants you to know that you've done everything you can for her, and that she's ready to go. I actually feel like she's in a rapid decline phase right now. So, um, she might be slowing down. She might be, yeah, she's just kind of like ready to let go. And I think it would be helpful for you. This is the advice I want to give you, is to sit with her and just softly give her permission to go. Okay, so she kind of needs that from you. Our pets need to know that we're going to be okay. In fact, oftentimes our pets will go off and cross over, in when we're not home, or they'll, go to a place where we can't find them because they don't want us to experience that. They don't want us to see them in that way. Okay, so our animals have this instinct. So I would, on your behalf, really just sit with her and love her and pet her and just start to talk to her and give her permission to cross over, because I feel like she's in a rapid decline. She's kind of lost her quality of life. So it's time for her to transition, and the transition is hard for you. It's painful for her too, but she's ready to go. And the difference between us and animals is that they know instinctively that there is no separation. They know that she knows that she's going to be in your life regardless of the form that she's in. Okay, so this is very important for you to understand. Our love never dies, it just simply changes form. Of course, I say this all the time as we talk about our loved ones in spirit, and animals are no different. All right, she will, she continues to remain in your life. And it's interesting. I feel like your dad is looking out for her. I feel like he's closer these days because he knows that the cat's going to be transitioning. And I also feel the presence of like a grandmother as well around this crossing over of the cat. Okay. Patty says, yes, she can barely walk, but I don't want to be selfish. Good. Beautiful. I mean, they are I haven't had a tabby. Okay. Thank you, Diane. They are, such demonstrations of unconditional love. The what we can do for them at this phase of life is to really let them go. Really love her enough to say, I want you to be well, and I want you to be okay, and I don't want you to suffer anymore. Okay, so this is where you have to do a little bit of inner work, Patty, and just make peace with yourself around this, and just trust that it's okay to let this transition happen, and to start giving her permission to go. Okay, she's at a rapid decline and cat suffering. All right. 19 years is a beautiful life together. All right. So I send you all of my compassion and empathy for what you're going through. This is not easy. And give yourself permission to grieve. Like, really give yourself permission to grieve and tune into the energy of your grandmother as well, because I feel like she's present in this. Okay. Maybe it's her tabby cat that I'm seeing. So this is like, there's a connection with grandma and the cat. So just, make peace with it and allow this to happen because you love her so much, and as a way to honor all the love that she's given you. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Who's next? Hi, Vicky. Vicky says, hi, Sabrina. What will 2026 bring for me? Thank you. Okay. This is definitely work related. It actually feels very, all of the energy feels masculine around this question for you. So, like a shift in your work environment, either you're applying for something new or you're applying for working in a different way. Same company, but working in a different way, or same type of role, but not in the same way that you've been doing it. Okay, so there's either more working from home or more flexibility in your work. Your work environment is shifting, which gives you a little bit more freedom and space to take care of yourself. Okay, this is the year where you really start to build your foundation, like from the ground up. Build an inner work foundation, build new relationships. If there's even the possibility of a man in your life, a new man in your life, or a male relationship that will be significant in 2026, one that's going to help you sort of fall in love with yourself a little bit more and honor yourself. Okay, so there's a shift in that, and the shift in work also means a shift in income, so that feels like it's easier. All of a sudden there's more disposable income available, or there's resources available when you need them. It actually feels like something comes as a bit of a surprise, like it's not something you were planning for or working towards or expecting, but here it is. Okay, so you have the resources to do something a bit different, and I also feel like there's a shift in your environment altogether. Okay, the word that keeps coming through is simplify. Okay, so simplifying your living environment, simplifying the way you work, and how you work. And this creates more energy, which creates more opportunity. And and which creates a greater capacity to receive. And this greater capacity to receive brings in a little more income for you in 2026, and some ease and some fun in your relationships as well. Okay. I feel like this has been a very hard year. A lot of rest and recovery, and just kind of fine tuning the relationship you have with yourself, asking yourself, like sort of what I mentioned earlier, like, what do I really need to let go of? What am I done with? Like, what am I tired of reliving? Okay, so there's some closure here, and it looks like there's good news in your family as well in 2026, which is joyous. It's like a joyous occasion. There's some kind of celebration that happens in 2026 for your family, which feels really, really nice. It feels like a long time coming to it. Like, it almost feels like, it's nice to finally have something to celebrate. Okay, so Vicky, that's my message for you tonight, and let me know if that resonates for you. And please feel free to comment at the end of this video or at the end. Okay, good. Beautiful. Who's next, Diane? Hi, Jolie. Jolie says, hello, everyone. I would love to know what I can look forward to in 2026, please. Okay. There's something that you have been avoiding that you can't avoid anymore. Okay, so this is the first thing that comes through for you, Jolie, is like, there's the one thing that you've been kind of either a conversation or something you need to like put in place, or it's either, it has to do with a male. So there's something that you need to put in place and really just kind of get clear on where you stand with this situation so that you can move forward. It's almost like you can't take another step forward until you deal with this. Okay. Ex-husband, possibly, it's a male. It feels like there's something have been avoiding, either a conversation with him about your daughter, or a conversation with him about money, or a conversation with him about support. There's something in this vein that you're avoiding, that once it happens, it's like a big weight's lifted off your shoulders. And here's what I want to say, Jolie. It doesn't matter how this conversation goes. It doesn't matter if, I don't want you to go into it like with an attachment to an outcome. It's either he's in or he's out, or he will or he won't, or it's that moves forward, it doesn't move forward. But the point is that you have clarity, and you know where you stand, and you understand where you're at with this person, and you can just accept it and move on. Because I feel like there's a lot of energetic ties with this person still. Okay. And it's like a lot of incomplete conversations and things you're avoiding. And, there's a point of friction, especially around money and support. So this needs to get resolved so that you can move forward, because a lot of your financial pain, or your, relationship to money, is tied in with this person. Okay. So that's my message for you for 2026. I want you to really look into your relationship to being able to take care of yourself, provide for yourself, and stand on your own 2 feet. Number one is your number one. This is year one. It's your year to decide who you are, how you're going to show up, and how you're going to live, and trust that the universe will meet you there, and that you will be provided for every step of the way. Okay. So this is what year one has in store for you. And then now there's this, it's very symbolized by this conversation with this man, possibly your ex-husband. Yeah, there's some healing to do in your relationship with your father as well. Okay. So really dealing with the masculine energy here tonight so far. Just learning to accept that you have a place in this world, that you're needed, you're wanted, you belong here, and that you can stand on your own 2 feet. This is all going to materialize for you in 2026, but it's going to be some hard work. You're going to have to be willing to be uncomfortable, and make some important structural changes so that you can manage all these parts. Okay. And when you do that, especially when you resolve the thing with the ex-husband, I feel like that could potentially open something up for you in the realm of romantic partnership as well. Okay. I know we're not 100% there yet, because feels like we're still laying down the foundation and putting all our ducks in a row, if you will. We've got to go through the phases that we need to go through with integrity, so that we can evolve into the version of ourselves that we deeply desire. And we want to meet someone when we feel like we have something to give, and we have something to share, and we have the space for it. But that, it feels like it's coming. So you just need to stop avoiding this big conversation resolution that needs to happen. And of course, end of year 9 is the perfect time to resolve things. Okay. That's my message for you, Jolie. Thank you for being here. Beautiful. Hi, Canada. I see you. Vicky says, thank you. Yes, it does. Okay, beautiful. Thank you for validating. Anybody who wants live readings, I'm happy to do it. Please stay on to verify, validate, interact with me. Let me know if it resonates. And if you need further clarification, of course, I'm always happy to offer that. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, Diane, who's next? Here we go. I want to tell everybody on Instagram to come and join us on YouTube at Sabrina Rising. Okay. Angela says, any messages for 2026? Okay. I have so many messages. Let me see. In 2026, you're starting over. Okay. And I know that, I feel like I've been saying that over and over again because it's the year one, but you, Angela, are definitely starting over. In fact, you need to start over, because otherwise I feel like there is the possibility of your health suffering as a result of it. Okay. So there is a letting go, a process of letting go that's happening in your life. And by the end of February, beginning of March, there's a push forward. It's kind of like I mentioned at the beginning of this broadcast, like ready or not, you're being pushed into the next thing. So make sure that you're really taking the time to prepare yourself for letting go of all the things that no longer serve you. Do what I suggested at the beginning, make a list of all the areas of your life where you want closure and resolution, and be prepared. Angel says, good. Yeah, there's definitely a new beginning. And it's interesting because this transition feels familiar. It doesn't feel like a completely new thing, a new start in a totally different direction. It actually feels familiar. It feels like with your help, I will. Yeah, of course, I'm always here to help you. Um, yeah, it feels familiar. It feels like you're walking into something that you've been preparing for your whole life. I just felt chills when I said that. So I love when that happens. It's like though your whole life has been preparing you for this, of course, on a spiritual level, that's always true. But this is like something you really have not only the awareness of and the desire for, but you also have the lived wisdom experience to do this work. It feels work related and it's a new start. And I actually feel like there is, I got chills too. Yay. Good. So yeah, it's like, this is it. This is the thing. I feel like this has been a long time coming. Like there's a deep desire for this new thing, like this new opportunity, this new, like, what's on the horizon. We've been traversing this, very, very long road for a very long time. I want to say many, many years even. And now you're coming up along the horizon and you can finally see something in the distance that actually looks like it can be home for you. This is the vision I get as I'm channeling for you. It's like there is now like something coming up that feels like you, and it's exactly what you want. It's exactly what you've been manifesting. It's exactly what you've deeply desired. And, I want to say that you've paid your dues. This is an expression like you've paid your dues. And there is an opportunity for you to just kind of like move into this spot, which feels like it's yours. It's familiar. Okay. That's the best word I can use to describe it. It's either people or it's work, or it's in an industry you're familiar with. But there are people helping you. I want to say there are people helping you that you may not even be aware of, but there are people that know you that are, Angel says, I'm going to cry. Good to cry. I love when people cry. It means I'm doing my job. This is very emotional. Yeah, it is. And it's beautiful. It's just give yourself permission to receive it. It's to receive it, to just say like, the only thing ever blocking us is our innate, worthiness that we've sort of warped, and we've told ourselves, I can't have what I want, or I'm having what I want is a struggle, or you've been in longing for so long that when what you want shows up, it just feels like this can't be possible. Right. So how can this be? Right. So instead of asking that question, how can this be? I want you to affirm to yourself and to the universe, of course, this is happening. This is natural. This is happening because this is what I set out to do. This is what my heart wants. This is what my higher self came here to accomplish. Okay. So this is what your heart wants. And this is what you're calling in, and you're calling it in. It's a match for your energy because this is what you've embodied. Right. So, I want you to really take time as you're closing your year 9, Angela. I want you to, and you're making your list of all the things you want resolution around. I also want you to acknowledge yourself for all of the things that you've accomplished. This is an important exercise. Acknowledge yourself and really honor yourself. And this is true for Angela. It's true for anybody watching live or the replay. This is coming through for a reason. Take the time to acknowledge all the things that you've accomplished this year or in the last 9 years as we come to the end of a 9-year cycle. What are all the things that I really want to acknowledge myself for? How far I've come. What have I created? What have I built? What have I said no to? What have I, given up? What have I, started in the new direction? Whatever it is, but really acknowledge yourself for the courage. Because, when we don't see results, we tend to dismiss our efforts, and we tend to, take for granted how much we are showing up on a daily basis when we don't actually have the tangible results yet. So it's very important to honor yourself, on a regular basis for the steps that you've taken, and this will help open up the path for you. Okay. Angel says, I have a hard time doing it. I mean, so all humans do, all of us do. We have a hard time doing that because we've been conditioned. And I went live in our Facebook group. Angel is an Inner Oracle community member. For those of you that are aware, we have a private Facebook group where I go live on Tuesdays. I just taught this topic on how to receive without earning, right? Learning to cultivate our innate worthiness. You don't have to struggle and push so hard. It's hard for you because you don't have the tangible results yet, because you haven't given yourself permission to celebrate yourself, even when you aren't living or the reality that you want yet. The way that you manifest this reality is to start celebrating yourself now, to start celebrating your wins and acknowledging how far you've come in terms of, and I feel like, you've made so many decisions in terms of work and shifting and letting things go. You've already started this grieving process. And so this is allowing you to make space for what's new. Okay. So stay on that track, because the next thing that's coming feels like a homecoming. That's the word I want to say. I want it, that's coming through. And it feels like it's your time. Okay. So beautiful message for Angela. Thank you for asking the question. And of course, I send you blessings and love and support for 2026, and come back and let us know how that unfolds for you. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Who's next? Hi, Douglas. Welcome to our Oracle community. Douglas says, hi, Sabrina, please have an outlook for 2026. Thank you. Okay. I do so much talking. Okay. Douglas, there's like a passion project or something that you've been working on, either something you're writing or something you're putting together, that feels like it's really tested you. It's tested your faith, it's tested your determination. Maybe it's even like drained some of your resources. I don't know. There's this project that you're putting together that feels like it's going to gain some momentum in 2026 for you. Okay. Yeah, and it feels like there's some new direction you're heading into that is going to, like I said, it's going to pick up quick. The momentum's going to pick up quick, and you'll start to gain some recognition. You'll start to feel like you're finally catching a break. That's the expression that I hear when I'm channeling for you. The other thing I want to say too is there's a shift in relationship status. So this is for the better. I want you to let go of the thing that you have been attached to, that you thought was going to go the distance. It feels like there's a shift in relationship status. It actually feels like you're letting someone go, and someone new is coming in, something that's better suited. It feels like someone you're meeting by chance or something like that. It's like unexpected shift in relationship status. And this is a good thing. It might be a bit of a shock to your system at first, but it really does feel like a positive thing for you. And it feels like, you might be spending there are going to be some poignant moments for you in 2026 where you're like, is this really happening? Like, is this really possible? Like, how is this happening for me? Okay. So I don't want you to just notice that, remember my words, and just quietly recognize that you're exactly where you're supposed to be, having the experience that you're supposed to have, and that your higher self has called this in. That's why it's happening. Okay. So I want you to trust the trajectory that you're on, because I feel like there's something that you've been cultivating for quite some time, and it gets unblocked, like whether your determination and in alignment with your higher self and your karma, feels like this is the year for you to shift into something that is a creative self-expression, that you feel proud of, and it's going to change not just one relationship status, but actually a few of your relationships will change as well. Okay. So that's the message I have for you. I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, please validate. And otherwise, you can come back and leave a comment at the end of this video. Okay. I'd love to hear how things are unfolding for you, Douglas. Good. Okay. Who's next? How are you doing, Diane? Douglas says, hoping to retire and spend more time with family. Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a shift, but there's some kind of creative creative initiative, creative project that's coming through for you. Okay, in 2026, of course, if you pursue it, that the energy is available for that, and some family relationships are shifting for sure. Okay, thank you for validating, Douglas. I appreciate you being here and for joining us tonight. Um, Janet, sorry, I can barely see. Janet says, "Hi, Sabrina. My husband has been out of work for," you're welcome, Douglas. "My husband has been out of work for 7 months now, tech worker, and we've run out of savings. Will he find something?" Thanks. Okay, Janet. So first of all, I want to acknowledge that this is a very difficult situation to be in. Um, I understand the hardship can take a lot of a toll on your family emotionally, and if it can be very stressful to go through these difficult times, especially around the holiday season. So I'm sending you lots of empathy and compassion, and I will keep you and your family in my prayers. um, there's a move coming. I feel like you have to move. Like there's a relocation, not a big one, but something that's going to push you out of your current circumstances, and it's for the best. Okay, I want to, it might be a little bit difficult to deal with at first, but I want to tell you that this is what serves your highest and best good. It is, a good move for your family. I feel like the job situation rectifies itself, but it's something that's further away. This is probably why there's a move. It's something that's further away from where you are right now. Okay, I feel like your husband has to kind of expand his scope, and he's probably already doing that. But he applies for something or gets something that's further away from where you are. Okay, and so there is a shift in your family's location, and I do feel um, uh, yeah, do I want to say it's tech related? I think it's like it feels like this is like a freelancer type job work that he does, just to sort of pick up the pace. But I do feel like he actually lands something more solid and more stable in a department of a larger organization, and this could be the thing that moves you away from where you are. Okay, like he's got this new job, this new placement, which means relocating the family. Okay, so this is what it feels like, the energy feels like for you and your family, Janet, for 2026. It's hard to let go of the familiar. It feels, I know he's been trying to like find a way to maintain, and maintaining is not cutting it anymore. Now it's time to start over and to start something new, that's going to allow the family to sort of live within the means of what's available for you, and it's going to be a fresh start for your husband, which is good. It's good for everybody. It's actually, the move is a fresh start for everyone, which is positive for your family. So my advice would be to just go into this open-hearted and willing to embrace change, and just trusting that this is an important part of your journey and it's happening for a reason. Okay, so try not to resist it, and just go along with grace and ease and acceptance, and deep trust. Okay, because everything's going to work out, even though it doesn't feel like it right now. Everything is going to work out, especially towards the middle of 2026. You're gonna look back and go, okay, that I see why that unfolded the way it did. Okay, that's my message for you, Janet. Thank you for being here tonight. Beautiful. And it says, "Will we sell our house?" Yeah, I mean, believe so, because I feel the move. I feel the shift. Okay, so I believe that that might have to be the case. You know what I mean? Janet says, "Thank you. You're welcome, Janet." But this is a good thing. Like again, don't let go. Don't be afraid to let go. Don't be afraid to just accept this next phase and what's happening. Okay, because this is going to serve your everybody's highest and best good. Okay, it would be a good idea for you to move into something the more manageable. There's some time to it's time for you, all of you as a family, to sit down and really think about what's working, and how to make sure everyone is getting their needs met. Okay, so even downsizing or simplifying would be a good idea at this time. Okay, so yeah, I'm sending you all my blessings for 2026. Good. Who's next? Hi, Lotus. Oh, Lotus became a YouTube member. Yay! Thank you for joining our community. Welcome. We welcome you with love and enthusiasm. There's a lot of really beautiful people in this community, so we look forward to having you at our gatherings. Um, Thank you for being here. Beautiful. Diane, is there a question? Lotus says, hi, Sabrina. Much love and blessings to you. Please, any insight into my career or finances in the next month or two? Is there a specific direction I should focus on? Okay, Lotus. Um, mm, hmm. Let me see here. Okay, so Lotus, I feel a lot of healing energy coming through you. So I don't know if you've been doing a lot of healing work or healing on yourself, or perhaps you're healing others. But um, there is a surge in your financial situation because you're allowing yourself to serve. Okay, so there is something's shifted for you internally that's helping you. Um, it's helping you be more authentic in your self-expression and sharing your gifts with other people and allowing that to um, yeah, I feel like you're meeting actually, there's a couple of fortuitous connections that you're making that are helping, your network and connecting you with the right people. There's some growth here for you. So something has shifted for you internally where you're just like, this is where I want to go and this is what I need. And this is how I want to share my gifts. And you're going to see you actually have a lot of intuition, Lotus. So I don't know if you know that about yourself, and maybe you're just coming online with it, but I want you to really focus on developing your abilities and your gifts and learning how to share them with the world. This is very, very important. There's something you do that's very unique that people like tend to lean into. Okay, so you're very good with people. You're very good with just anticipating people's needs. You've got natural empathy. And so there is, I want to say there's a shift in your financial situation, first and foremost, because I feel like you're doing, some law of attraction work. I feel like you have a practice that allows you to really open up your ability to visualize and embody that which you desire, which is great. I feel like I'm talking to someone who understands this language and who's already has some kind of practice, which is beautiful. And I want you to expand upon that because that's really shifting the energy for you. It's moving you into a place where you're going to be meeting some new people. There's, like I said, there's some fortuitous connections. It feels like blessing. It feels like you're having the right conversation at the right time. It actually feels like you could be at a gathering. Like, so there's a lot of other people around you, and you're just making these connections, which open something up for you. And there is a surge in income by spring. You'll be in a different financial situation, also because you're allowing it. Okay, so again, money is always a reflection, or how much money we have and how much money we lack, again, depending on how you look at it, is always a reflection of our relationship to exchange, our relationship to self-love, our relationship to receiving and worthiness. Okay, so these are the things that I want you to look at. Of course, this is for you, Lotus, and for anybody watching. These are the things I want you to pay attention to in terms of receiving. Okay, this is career is taking a different turn. It's just taking a different turn. It's something that you have been vying for, feels like. So I want you to lean into your intuition and follow those soul nudges, because and there's people helping you. There's people helping you in this network, in this community that you seem to be in. And the visual that I keep getting, you're surrounded by people who just want what you have. They want to help you. They want to support you. They want us to help. They want to see you grow. But it takes you showing up and accepting yourself and being authentic about what it is that you want to do. Just getting real with yourself. There's that piece around self-honesty again, which is a theme in our broadcast tonight. Okay, so I want you to really just, take responsibility for that part of you and let the rest take care of itself. Okay. Because it feels like there's some really magical influences coming through for you in the next few months, again, by spring. Okay. Lotus says, yay. Good. Beautiful. Develop your intuition. It's really important. It's really important for you to master your gifts. Again, I'm not sure exactly what it is that you do. Lotus is very, very grateful. You're so welcome. I'm so happy to serve you. But you've got healer energy. Okay, so this is, and again, that doesn't mean you have to be hands-on healer. It doesn't mean you have to be, in a one-to-one environment or healing other people. But there's something about your energy that's very healing, and it's very magnetic to other people, and it's going to draw the right people in. Okay, so I'll leave you with that. Thank you so much for joining our channel, for being here tonight and asking such a beautiful question, and for allowing me to channel spirit on your behalf. Okay, good. Yay, we have another member. Hi, welcome, Janet. Oh, virtual hug to you. Welcome to our community. It's good to have you here. And you'll find that you are supported by a lot of like-minded seekers that come here week after week. We meet every Wednesday and Sunday, and there's so much goodness in store for you tonight and every night that you join us. All right, beautiful. Who is next? Hi, Patty. Patty says, if there is time, what do I have to look forward to in 2026? Okay. Oh, Shiloh's here too. Hi, Shiloh. Good to see you. Okay, Patty, let me see here, and then we'll move on because I want to make sure I try to answer everybody's questions. Okay, so 2026 has you deeply committed in your new relationship. Okay, so there is like something that shifts in your partnership where you either move in together or there's like a deeper merging of your lives. Okay. And this is a good thing, Patty. This has been a long time coming. I feel like year one brings that. It brings like, it's kind of like, here's all the things that you've been cultivating in the last 9 years, in this last, 9-year cycle of your life. So I feel like this is like exactly what you want. It may not happen in the way that you imagined it, but it's the right time. It's the right time for the two of you to sort of commingle your lives and move into a deeper committed experience between the two of you and your partner. And it feels like there's some other connections that are formed as a result of this merger of two lives, and it's going to be something that's very welcome. Like it's healing so many aspects of you. I want to tell you to give yourself permission to receive. Okay. Of course, I would say that to anybody, but for you specifically in this reading, it's about giving yourself permission to receive love, to trust it, to trust your place in love, and to really acknowledge how far you've come in terms of learning to love without losing yourself. Okay, this is so important. I want you to really acknowledge how far you've come in that, because I know that this is kind of still a tender spot in some areas, or at times. It does feel like you're moving closer together with this person, and it's a good thing. Okay, and you feel safer and more anchored and more provided for. I actually feel like your son is coming home as well, so there's a lot of male energy around you. There's a younger son around that either comes home for a visit and sort of, there's like a little mini family reunion happening. So that's good news for at some point in the year. So it feels like mid-year. And there is, there's a little bit of travel too with this person. So not much, because there's a health concern that you're both dealing with. But you'll overcome that. And I believe that the role that you play in his recovery is part of what precipitates this merger of lives. And it's a good thing. Okay, so I know it can be a little scary at first, but I want to give you my blessing that this is a good partner for you. And it's really what you've been calling in. Okay, Patty? So blessings for you. And I hope that Patty says, yes, we are very compatible. Thank you. Oh, okay. Sorry, Diane, I didn't mean to step over you. Beautiful. I love it. So you're coming closer together. I'm so excited for you, Patty. I'm happy to celebrate you, everybody. Congratulate Patty on her relationship, on her love, which she manifested. And it's beautiful. Very beautiful. Good. Okay, who's next? Mystical G. Mystical G says, "Will I be gifted a successful astrologer? Will I be gifted and will I be a gifted and successful astrologer one day?" Okay, Mystical G. First of all, Mystical, you are gifted. Okay, so the gifts happen, they come online when you accept them. It's not about becoming. And I've trained so many intuitives and so many facilitators and now mediums as well, to tell you that it's if you have a desire to share your intuition, your insight, to be a guide, it's because you are one. Okay, so we don't decide to become something that we're not, or that we have no frame of reference for, or that we haven't had multiple lifetimes prepare us for this mission. Okay, so this is, you have, I got chills when I said that. So this is always my sign, the spirit's speaking through me, and this is the truth is being spoken. You have a gift, you are gifted. The astrology, interesting enough, the astrology is something that you have control over. So this is about, studying, placements and influences and how they affect us and so on, and being able to piece all that together. The astrology part is more about cultivating your storytelling gift. So how do you combine your intuitive gifts with your astrological knowledge and be able to weave a story that connects with people and that relates to people? So I feel like this is, again, this is what we talked about earlier as far as forecasts are concerned. You get to create your reality. You're predicting your own future by taking the steps you're doing every day. And at the same time, there are influences, there are soul contracts that you made, there are karmic influences in this current incarnation, which you need to fulfill on. We all need to fulfill on them. In fact, when we're not doing the thing that our soul deeply desires and deeply wants, we develop neuroses. We become a little crazy. We feel out of alignment. We feel depressed. We get sick physically, right? So it's so important, especially if you're a person who's on a personal development journey and you're trying to, something's missing in your life and you want more and you want to open up your heart to more and you want to feel that deep sense of fulfillment. It's important to trust those soul nudges. Okay. So you are gifted, Mystical. Okay. And it's just about practicing the awareness of that. I would advise you to develop a spiritual practice, like a daily discipline of connecting with spirit and trusting the guidance that you receive and asking for the messages that you need to help you move forward. The astrology part, I feel like you already know that. In fact, I want to say that you know more than you think you do. Okay. So you're already well prepared astrologically. It's just a matter of now cultivating that storytelling gift that you have as well, and being able to cultivate that, curate that in such a way where it's relevant and compelling, and emotionally resonant for people as you communicate that. Okay. So you just need to decide, this is who you are. I am, I became a medium by declaring that I was a medium. I just made a decision. This was many, many, many years ago. I'm a medium. I think I'm a medium, right? Of course, I had many experiences, even in childhood, that would point to this evidence, but I didn't fully claim it for myself. And it's when I did that I started to develop myself more. I started to become more aware of this gift, and that's how it begins. So you have to declare it for yourself first and foremost, and then watch what happens. And this is your year. If you want to start your business, year one, this is ripe for you moving into this new direction. Okay, Mystical? That's my message for you tonight. Beautiful. Okay, we got lots of questions here. If you are considering membership, please do so. There's a link to join. Diana's going to put the link to join here. There it is. Join at tier 2. The seeker membership does not always guarantee priority in the chat because of how many people we have showing up week after week with questions. But you do have closer proximity to me if you join tier 2, because I do live channeling in a private Facebook group on Tuesdays. We also have Lyriel, who's my intuitive support specialist, who does intuitive tarot in our group on Fridays, which is always lovely. And we have a lovely community there growing that support each other throughout the week, which is beautiful as well. And you get free access to my Oracle gathering. The next one is December 20th. So for those of you that have never been to an Oracle gathering before, there's the link. It'll explain everything to you. It's a combination psychic and mediumship demonstration where I channel spirit on your behalf. We are interacting together on a Zoom environment, and I will bring messages from your loved ones, and you can ask me questions. And it's just so powerful and so deeply healing, and everybody gets a message. Okay, so that's the link to join. Oh yes, thank you. Diane is reminding me because I always forget to mention the gift card. So for those of you that are shopping for Christmas presents or holiday presents for your loved ones, give the gift of connection. There's a gift card that you can purchase on my website, and people can apply towards any type of reading. I do psychic readings, life guidance readings, mediumship connections, and past life regression work as well. Okay, so there's the link for the gift card. Let's take one more question because I just can't help myself. One more question. Let me read your name here. Hi, Kay. I'm just gonna call you Julu because that's what I can read. Our family is full of boys. My sister is expecting, hoping it's a girl this time. Okay, so let's see here. You know what? I think it's a girl. I really do. I felt yes. I felt like a leaning forward when I tuned into girl energy. Um, there's a real need to heal the feminine energy in your family as well. I feel like there's a lot of like overexerted females in your family line. So bringing in more feminine and more softness, it will actually be beautiful for your family system. So I feel like it will be a girl. You'll come back and let me know how that unfolds for your family. And of course, blessings for the new arrival for 2026. What a beautiful gift. Beautiful. Good. All right, everybody. Yay. Amazing. Come back and let us know, please. Okay. So I always love to know how these things work out. Come back and join our community and let us know how things are unfolding for you. That goes for everybody. If you received a message tonight, please rewatch the video so you could really hear it and process it. The conscious mind can only take in about 10% of what it hears in the moment, even though your subconscious is recording all of it. Come back and listen so you can pick up on new things. The messages that come through for all of us. So it's like if I'm not interacting with you and I'm interacting with someone else, that whatever that person is receiving is for you, it's for me, it's for the entire collective, everyone that's here tonight present, paying attention and watching, whether you're watching live or the replay. Okay. And keep in mind that sometimes these things take time. So you have a personal responsibility in the direction that your life takes. So as you receive the guidance, implement the directions that you've received, do the work to stay on course with the life that you envision for yourself and what you deeply desire, because the only thing preventing you from having the life you want is your belief and your aligned action. Okay, so that's my message for you tonight. I'm wishing everybody a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful rest of your evening. Thank you, all of you, for joining. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Angela, for being here. I appreciate all of you so much. I love you all so much, and I will see you Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific. All my love.